Yo, what's happening, guys? This is Flo, and I'm here with D. So as we know, the Los Angeles Lakers just traded for Patrick Beverley. One of the casualties, however, in this trade was THT, Talen Horton-Tucker. He was just one of those guys thrown in to make this trade happen. What do you think about this? Do you think the Lakers gave up too early on this guy? Give me your thoughts, D.
I think, and mind you, this is coming from a Laker fan who loves like THT, but I think it was too late to trade him. And the reason is, I love THT, the player. I think he's got a great career ahead of him. Obviously, he comes off the bench. He's a scoring machine. And I think in the long run, he got potentially not like so many trades, but as far as like a close career, as far as like Lou Williams type of like player, because not like skill wise, but I can see him being like a sixth man of the year, coming off the bench, just lighting, scoring, having like averaging 20 plus points a game, just giving his team an extra boost to help win games, hopefully win a championship. But honestly, I just think it was too late because just looking back at players that we could have got, the player I wish we could have got for him was Kyle Lowry. And you saw like what Kyle Lowry did with the Miami Heat. He took them all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that was a player that we could have traded up for THT. So in the long run, because we didn't make that trade, we ended up signing all these old timers who I do love again, but they were past their primes, the Trevor Arizas, the Carmelo Anthony, the Dwight Howard. And just to look at the Miami Heat and like how stacked they are now and like in the good direction that they're going, I was just like, man, that was such a missed opportunity. There was also like other players that are always going to be thrown in for the Lakers, you know, like the Buddy Hield type of players. But I think it was just too late. I think it was like, was that saying like broken good type of thing? Like we could have got something special and then we ended up didn't. And I love that we got Patrick Beverley, but I wish we would have got Patrick Beverley also like years for him, you know, like he wanted to be a Lakers like before even like the bubble time. And so I just think that it was just like too late to trade THT.
Yeah, man, I think the Lakers did give THT pretty much the opportunity to kind of move into that like third, maybe even fourth player role. And I think they had that envisioned that in him after the bubble kind of run. He looked really good in the bubble, and we expected him. Was that his rookie or sophomore year?
That was his rookie year.
His rookie year, and we're like, oh man, this guy actually might be like a hidden gem. He might be a talent. And so the Lakers gave him pretty much up to year 3 to become that, and he never did really. He was a little bit too inconsistent. Yeah, he had some talent because obviously any guy who's able to drop 40 in a game has some talent. It was just a consistency issue. He was never really consistent. And when you have guys like a LeBron and AD who are going to like put you at a chance to win a championship, you need the rest of the guys to be consistent. I'm not sure if it was just youth or whatever inexperience. He just never manifested into that. And obviously, I really like Patrick Beverley, so I'm glad that they made this trade. But I think THT is a good player. I wouldn't be surprised if he, like most of our other Laker young guys who we've had, like Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, if he ends up having a good career over there with the Jazz, because that just seems like what happens with a lot of these young Laker players once they get traded off.
Well, I think he's going to develop. So I think next year we'll start seeing him with big games. But, you know, like, for example, Kyle Kuzma had a great year last year scoring-wise. But again, you know, he's in a team where he's able to do all that. Like you mentioned in the bubble when THT, that was like where we got to see like, okay, this guy can actually play. He had his moments where he was in the bubble and he hit some shots, he scored, and the team was like, all right, we got something for next year. And then that was like pretty much like his breakout year. That was where he was solidified as the bench player. I believe he was like averaging like almost like in like the 15 to 18 points per game era. And so like he had a great second year. And the year, even though it wasn't really like his fault, the year we signed a lot of the old players, that was really his time to shine. And he wasn't consistent, man. Like I remember there was like big games that he was playing in and he just couldn't get his shots together. One game he would score 20, the next he would score 4. And it's just like, that's not going to like cut it. Like if you're trying to make a championship team, you know? And so I wish we would have got Kyle Lowry, a player of that caliber during that time. I think THT is he's going to have a great year. I think he's going to have some big games just like Kyle Kuzma, like where he's going to score big. He's going to be on the highlight reel. But you need certain pieces to build that championship run, and I just don't think the Lakers were a fit for him.
Yeah, especially with Darvin Ham, and he's more of a defensive-minded coach. Obviously, THT could score the ball, but that was probably his biggest weakness was the defensive side of the ball. So I don't think he fit in Darvin Ham's kind of image that he has in his head for the team. So I think it was a smart trade for the Lakers because you go more defensive-minded with a guy like Patrick Beverley.
Yeah, and even with how the team is structured now, we already got Russell Westbrook, who is a ball-dominant player. LeBron loves also having the ball in his hands, and AD is probably our best player. So to have a fourth guy in the team who really needs the ball, because THT is not a spot-up shooter, he's a shot creator, And so that right there, that's just more possession of the ball. And right now, the way our team is looking is how you were pointing out, we have a lot of defensive players, and we have a lot of wing guards who are going to shoot a lot, like the Austin Reeves, the Gabriel, Max Christie, even Kendrick Dunn. He's going to have his first debut this year, and so those are all players who are top high scoring players, for wing players, and to have a fourth guy who's going to be very ball dominant, it's going to mess up the whole flow of our game. And so that's why I think that's one of the reasons why they had to trade him for Patrick Beverley, because Patrick Beverley is not a shot creator, he's a spot up shooter, and so he fits more with our team right now than at THT.
Yeah, man, sometimes, you just need to put the right pieces together. So that actually is a good point that Patrick Beverley doesn't rely on the ball in his hands like some of these other guys like THT. He had to create his own shot to really get a shot. But you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think about the Lakers getting rid of THT. Do you guys like it? Not like it? Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. See y'all next time. Peace.